There's been talk about the reach of this bill and the impact it will have, and that it will radically alter society in America, and I agree. We're so fortunate to live in a country that has been the envy of the world for hundreds of years. It's been the envy of the world because people saw they could live their own American dream here. It didn't matter where you started in life. Doesn't matter that doesn't have to be your lot in life forever. No matter where you start, if you work hard, if you play by the rules, you make some good decisions along the way, you'll have the opportunity here to do better than the generations that came before you. It's what we call the American dream. I can tell you personally, I've lived the American dream. I was born into an old order Amish family, number 10 of 12 kids, the first in my family to go to high school. And as a condition of attending a private Christian high school, I was required to pay for that education myself by working, hanging drywall at night, working for an older brother. Right after graduation, I bought that company from my brother and was able to operate it for 25 years. I attended college at night while I was doing that, but we grew it to a regional leader, employing several hundred people in our community with great family-sustaining jobs. There are stories like that all across the district that I represent, all across this great country of ours. We believe in free enterprise. We believe that if you work hard, you can get ahead. We don't rely on the government to provide for us. This bill fundamentally alters that equation. This bill puts the ability for our kids and grandkids to succeed as we did at risk. This framework that allowed so many to succeed is at risk with this bill. This bill relies on government rather than an individual's hard work to provide for every need from cradle to grave. I believe this bill kills the American dream going forward. And what's unbelievable about it, unlike what Democrats are saying, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is a recent example of policy that provided opportunity like we hadn't seen for a long, long time. I was so proud to support a bill that created more opportunity than we had seen at any other time in the history of our country, more opportunity than any other time in human history. The unemployment rate prior to the pandemic, as a result of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, as a result of decreased government intervention and regulation, the unemployment rate was at all-time lows for many segments of our society. We have constantly in our history been working to ensure that that opportunity for the American dream is accessible to everyone. And we had made great strides on that just before the pandemic hit. What Democrats are seeking to do now is to put that system on life support as we mark up this legislation that will put our country on a path towards centrally planned socialism. It's the opposite approach of what we know works, of what worked just recently. These crippling tax increases that will come as a result of this legislation on job creators and on hardworking Americans will mean less money in people's paychecks and will subsidize the opulent lifestyles of already well-off individuals. This bill is not about revitalizing the greatest economy in our nation's history. It is about setting a course for socialism, for dependency, for consolidation of a power in Washington, D.C., without regard for the decreased opportunity that it will cause for working-class families. I'll be working tirelessly with my colleagues on this side of the aisle, and maybe even a few on the other side, hopefully, to defeat this bill, because I believe the very American dream that we have all lived is at stake as a result of this bill and the policies of this administration. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.